Live again on a Tuesday night, Marketing Made Easy. My friends, thank you for being here. My name is Joey Ragona. I am going to bring in my best buddy in the world, Scott Vogel. He is in the green room right now, or the blue room as he likes to call it. But we are just chatting away now, and we almost missed the broadcast time start thingy because we just get into it. We're in the green room or the blue room. We're talking away, and man, we could have so many discussions around marketing, around dream clients, around all the things that move your business forward. And I'm telling you, they're so exciting to talk about. And that's why we love doing these Tuesday nights, because there's so many breakthroughs. And we were just talking about a breakthrough today, and maybe we'll do something in the future, hint, hint, about that breakthrough. But let me bring in my buddy and say hi to Scott. Scott. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Joey. Thank you for saying hi, Joey. And we had an interesting conversation. I think it was after last week's show or before, which had to do with, I explained that anytime I work with anyone, the first thing was always, what's your mission? What's your escalator speech? What's your vision statement? What's your exit strategy? And who's your target audience? That was my 5 that I wouldn't even, until I at least had some inkling of that. And now that's flip-flopped from our conversations, because you can't write a powerful mission statement, mission and purpose, whatever. You can't have a great escalator speech unless you know exactly the languaging of the dream client.
Yeah, and who you're speaking to, right?
Well, speaking to your dream client. So why would I waste time developing a mission statement, what I think it is, instead of I've got to know exactly what, and not, because we've talked a lot about what is the real problem that you need to be aware of. And most times it's not. It's kind of like a surface problem, but it's really, and we just keep beating that up, and it's becoming more and more important to get that right from the onset. You get that right in the beginning, as you've said, hey, Joey, I have somebody here that's got a heart-centered business and they're looking to grow their business. They've tried a couple of things in the past. They just haven't nailed down everything. They would definitely benefit from Atlas, because I know exactly what Atlas does for that person, which enables me to look at and say that person needs Atlas. So, because it's so well defined in the problem awareness state.
Yeah, it's true. Like, it's where when I was discussing today with a client, and we'll get into what we're talking about today, which I think will tie all in, is that you're right. Like we talk a lot about the symptoms a lot. It's the wrong problem. And I constantly share over and over again who my dream client is in terms of where they are on their pathway to get to the dream destination. And just as a simple analogy of this is that whole sigmoid curve, right? That whole S curve, the sideways S curve. And they're on that first dip where they've crashed or they've failed or they something. So I explain that to prospects. I explain that to everybody for a reason, because I know that when they get to that point and they're willing to continue, that they've done all this other stuff. Right? I've already got Kajabi. I've already got a CRM. I've already tried Facebook, whatever. They've already done all that other stuff, but their business isn't growing. So I know what the problem is. Those are the symptoms. Those are symptoms. Well, I tried a Facebook ad, but it's not doing it. My Facebook ads suck, or my copy sucks, whatever. Well, the copy could suck, but the problem is you don't know who your dream client is. Like, period. That's it. When they come to me, I know that that's what the problem is. So let's fix that problem. And then if you don't know how to write copy, then buy Write Marketing Copy. Or if you want to grow a transformational group program, then let's go into Atlas and I'll show you how to do that, right? So the programs are the thing, but the real problem, when I can diagnose it, because they'll tell me I tried all these other things, I bought all these programs and blah, 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 blah. I go, well, then why aren't you selling stuff? Well, because what X, Y, Z? Well, that's a symptom of the real problem, which is you don't know who your dream client is.
Right.
And so for me, it's easy to diagnose that. And so anybody listening to this, well, then you look at your clients and say, what are they saying the problem is? And what is the real problem? What is the underlying problem? Right? It's like if you went to a doctor and said my head hurts. Well, that's like a symptom. Why does your head hurt? I don't know. Well, what do you do all day? I don't know. I sit there and I smash my head against the table all day for 4 hours. Well, then maybe you should stop smashing your head against the table and your head won't hurt anymore.
Years ago, and I don't know who this was from, and by the way, hi, Monica.
Hey, guys.
The discussion came about our jobs is to first interrupt the conversation that's going on in their head. Because something's going on in their head, and it's not you, and it's not about you, and it's not about your stuff and things and anything.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, if I was an elf on a nightstand and you woke up in the morning, what would the dream client be thinking and worrying about? So once you get their attention, you have to join that conversation. And the only way to join that conversation is to know what the conversation is.
Right.
Otherwise, you're an intruder. Right. Leave me alone. But if I say, I understand that you are struggling with buying everything out there, all this stuff, and nothing's worked before. And like you said, you've tried this and this, and I got all this stuff, and I did. Okay, how dialed in is your dream client?
Right.
The clarity on that. Do you know exactly, and more than as we've talked, the Bob Michaels. And obviously, Bob Michaels, I've gone way deep into it in many levels, and also dream client clarity, to be able to then say, how do I talk to and treat and launch and relationship with them? And so that's vital. And what are we talking about tonight, Joe?
We are talking about Mark Ford's core complex and the BDF formula, which is all related to the dream client, to how they buy, why they buy. And so I wanted to talk about this because
we love formulas here at Joey's Tuesday evening special marketing show.
It's the Scott and Joey show. So today we'll talk a little bit about this. And if you're listening to this live, and even if you're on the replay, it's still cool. And we can help you with getting clearer on this formula. Please put it into the comments, and we can help you with your dream client getting really close to this. And this is a formula that I like to use. I use it in Right Marketing Copy as one of the final steps to writing, where all the research. This is kind of like where the research kind of is formulated into a summary. And I was reading the latest book from Robert Bly, I think it is, who did the Copywriter's Handbook or something. Yep. And he referenced this again and then gave an example of it in a really cool way that I want to share with everyone. I put it into a Google Doc so we could walk through it. But first, I want to talk about it. Are you familiar with the BDF formula at all, Scott? Or
I'll say no, Joey.
Sorry?
My answer is no on this one, Joseph.
Okay, so the core complex is what Mark calls the driving behavior of your dream client. I'm putting in dream client. They use ideal clients and everything, but I'm going to use dream. So same thing. And what they are is the emotions. It's the emotions, attitudes, and aspirations, which that's the whole complex. Like your core complex of what are the emotions, what are the attitudes, and what are the aspirations of your dream client. And that relates to the BDF formula. And the BDF formula is beliefs, desires, and feelings, right? What are those? And these are, these are the main things that we always do, Scott. And so when we're doing research on our dream clients, we go in there and we're looking at, what do they feel, what their frustrations are, and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty much 101. But and the desires are there too, I guess, like what they want. But it's the beliefs part that I think a lot of people miss. Mm-hmm. And even when it comes down to the feelings and the desires, people like, well, they want to make $1 million and make 10 grand a month and whatever. But there's more to it.
No, it's never about that.
Yeah, so those are the three things, so beliefs, desires, and feelings. And that when we do any research, so in Right Marketing Copy, that's what I'll have them do is look for what are they saying in their conversations that is a belief. Whether that's I tried Facebook ads and they suck, or I did a launch and it didn't work because, like those are key language patterns. Those are what's their attitude toward whatever it is that you're doing. Right. So let's talk about that first. Like what are your thoughts on the beliefs part of it? Like what does your audience believe?
I think that's a huge part of relationships, marketing, selling, copy. And for me, it comes to whatever they believe in, they're strongly for it or against it. And by bringing, that was me, I was the user that answered the question.
Thank you for that, Scott.
Yeah, when people want to band together to defeat the common enemy, and I'm pulling this from Perry Belcher, and that's where in step 6, when I write an 18-step pitch, step 6 is the enemy, and people want to band together against the enemy. And the enemy could be anything. It could be a person, it could be an institution, it could be other gurus that
Sure.
It could be books and courses on writing copy. That could be the enemy. Aren't you sick and tired of the next course that's going to come out that you have to do that? Yeah, I'm sick and tired of that. So that's a belief.
Well, that's also a feeling.
It is a feeling, but it's a belief that. So we're playing with both. What is your belief? Well, there's people that shouldn't be in a position because they're not as talented as I am. That's a belief.
Yeah.
So it's finding out those beliefs are important because the emotions are behind the beliefs. We believe strongly about something, then we're going to have strong feelings about that.
Yeah. So this is where, and if you're listening to this right now and you want to ask about or how to pull out some of the beliefs of your dream client, let us know, or even put in the comments, what do you think your dream client's beliefs are? Because the beliefs are, here's the thing that I've learned about beliefs, and I talk about the chain of beliefs quite often. And we do not move forward unless we believe something to be true.
Mm-hmm.
And so the beliefs, this is where I learned this a little while back, a couple of years ago. And once I understood that it was the beliefs that are the driving force of everything,
Oh, yeah.
and it changed it all. Yes, the desire's there. Like I want to make more money, but I believe that I'm not good enough. Like if you don't believe you're not good enough, it doesn't matter what the desire is, right? Do you agree with that?
Totally. Yeah.
Same as the feelings. I feel overwhelmed, but I want to make more money, but I believe that I can't read fast enough or whatever it is. Like, so you know what I mean? If that belief is not there, or I believe that Scott's video program is going to make me make videos faster so that I could put them out and make more money, they're not going to buy your stuff, right? It doesn't matter. So the belief is like the key to me, is the core of the core complex. Like beliefs is everything. And we have to understand all of the beliefs. And I think a lot of people miss that. And all the clues are out there by just listening to what people are saying.
All right, core beliefs. We're talking about our core beliefs. And if the belief is that we are destined for greatness, for abundance, for wealth, for relationships, it's kind of like manifesting in a way. If you believe that you can do all this and that all of this is coming to you, then it makes the road easier. If there are core beliefs that I've had clients that we have to look at the core belief of, why are you afraid to charge more money? Why
Exactly.
do you believe that you are deserving of having money? Where does that tape come from? Who helped you record that tape at some point? Or what stage or lesson in life caused you to begin to believe that you were or weren't worthy, destined for it?
Yeah.
And so it's huge.
Why don't we simplify and look at the belief system of like your client, your Bob Michaels, okay? What would you say are the simplified beliefs that they need to believe in order for them to buy from you?
they need to have confidence in their ability to create. They need to believe that they're smart enough. They need to believe they can figure stuff out. And they need to believe they can navigate through the World Wide Web. And they have to believe all those things to be true. They also have to believe that what they have will definitely help people. And they have to believe that in order to do it, they need to invest some time and resources in order to make it happen. But they know that it can happen. And that's a big piece of it. And from a product belief, they believe that by having a tool to help them do that, they'll be able to accomplish it. So there's a lot of different levels of belief, from their belief in themselves, their beliefs in their abilities, and then a belief that there is something out there that will enable them to fulfill their beliefs.
Yeah. So the first, like, one of the first ones is, that the belief that video is the way to go, right? Like, video is important. That's a belief. If you don't believe that, then nothing else you say afterwards means anything to them. They're like, well, I don't believe you. So it's the simplification that I'm sharing with everybody here, to understand that you need to understand the entire path. If they don't believe in video, doesn't matter what you say and what your offer is. Correct?
Joe, here's what I want to share. A few years back, when I was engaging with a very big hotel company, and we were putting together marketing plans, social media, everything. We were going to offer this as a service, and we were put with different organizations that own lots of hotels in this brand. And there was one that we were put in touch with that we were wanting to get a meeting with to share the services that were going to be offered. The owner of this particular hotel company, which I think they had like 40 or 50 hotels. So we're talking hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. The owner of the company, his belief was the internet was a fad and it would go away.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
So therefore, he was not going to invest millions of dollars into social media, into Facebook, into online marketing, because it was going to go away. It doesn't matter what we try to do. That belief system is so entrenched. He's like, wait a second. I've got $850 million in hotels. I make money. You really can't. I don't believe it. So don't even try.
And so then you're trying to, you're trying to educate the market, or do you want to spend time educating that person that, no, the internet is not a fad, it's not going away, whatever, or do you want them, and this is all up to you. Like, this is why dream clients are so important, for you to understand who is the easiest person for me to communicate with, and what do they need to believe, what they need to feel, all the stuff, all the qualifiers, blah, blah, blah. We can have a whole discussion on dream client clarity. Hey, maybe we should one day.
We should have a long discussion over weeks on dream client, because, bro, it is so much deeper than anything anybody's done, other than, give me the age, give me the income, are they married, the kids, this, what do the kids do, what do they drive, what kind of magazines do they read, what do they hang out with, what are their that stuff is good and important, which is the demographic psychographic. But the dream client clarity piece, that's the stuff that nobody ever talks about, because it is about their mindset, the conversation.
The core complex, the stuff we're talking about.
The conversation that you have to join is, what do they believe in? What are their real desires? And it's not to make 10 grand a month and make $5 million and retire. It's like, well, okay, goes to that 21 levels deep thing. Why do you want to make $5 million and retire? And it's like with coaching, it's take me 5 years down the road, tell me exactly what's going on, make the movie with me. Now, what has to happen before that, and before that, and before that?
Yes.
Monica Murphy, my dream clients want to make the tops and tunics that I do. they've been wanting to do that for some time, but it looks complicated and involved to them. So there's maybe a belief right there, I can't do it.
Right.
And they think they could never do that. There's the belief, I can't ever do that, since they've been trying to figure it out for years on their own. There's some really good copy in here.
Yep. That's a feeling right there, by the way.
Yeah, they need to believe that it is actually the opposite. My techniques and processes are super simple, but produce stunning high-end results. That's some more great copy there.
You've nailed it right there. You already know
Yeah.
what their beliefs are, and you've reversed it with your last sentence. And
super simple processes produce stunning high-end results. That's a great tagline.
Yeah. Super simple, uncomplicated, but produce stunning high-end results. Even if you've tried to figure it out on your own for years, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that right there, we could take and wordsmith that like really fast.
Yep.
Which she already has.
That they can use my simplified, easy techniques to produce equally high-end results. Yeah, you've got it, Monica. So those are part of the beliefs. Can they do it? I've tried it for years. That's a feeling. They're struggling with it. They're mad at the world or whatever it is. Those are all feelings, but it's that belief. And so if you understand that and talk to that, that's what makes your buyer move. That's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
It's the driving power, driving forces behind the buying of your dream clients. These are the secrets, guys. It's not simple. I mean, it's not rocket science here. It's very simplified, and that's why I think the people may shy away from it because it's so simple. And I've already done that. Those are beliefs that I come up from.
Right.
My clients or prospects might say, I've already done the avatar, and it doesn't, that's not what I need. That's a belief right there. I've already done the avatar exercise. I need something else. No, you don't need something else. You need to dive deeper into the avatar, the dream client. So they believe that it's something else. No, I need a Facebook ad expert because my Facebook ads aren't converting.
Right.
Or because your copy sucks. Well, they need a copywriter. No, you need to know what your dream clients are saying and understand who that person is first. And then you'll be able to write copy and run a Facebook ad that actually converts. It's pretty simple, right?
It's too simple.
Okay, so Joey and Scott, your discussion on dream client clarity in another broadcast absolutely changed my focus. Thank you. In the business and connected me to my dream client tribe in such a deep way. Thank you, Kay. They believe they will always be overwhelmed as empathetic women, but my simple Qigong sets that they can use as they go through the day and release the intense, overwhelming feelings. So let's see here. They believe they will always be overwhelmed. And they need to believe that. So you're basically saying that Qigong is basically what they need to believe will release them from those overwhelming feelings.
Yeah, I think, and what I see here is these people, they are empathetic women. So an empathetic woman is just so wrapped up in other people and emotions of other people, they're totally overwhelmed. Sometimes it's just being an empath is difficult because you can't turn it off. You walk into a room and you know what they're feeling and all that stuff. So what Kay is saying, Qigong is going to help you with that. And because they believe that they'll always be overwhelmed, she's going to be simple. No, you're not going to always be overwhelmed. You've maybe come to believe that. Let me show you how Qigong sets can help you get through the day and release that overwhelm.
Yeah, you're right, Scott. I mean, that's brilliant. Okay, from what I understand about Qigong, it might be a longer process for somebody. So I think that, and I could be wrong, but your chain of beliefs is that first of all, they need to believe that Qigong is the solution. And then the next belief might be, well, that's going to take me too long to learn, or it's going to take me too long to do, kind of like yoga. Like, okay, well, I don't want to do yoga because that's going to take this much and I'm going to be in pain or whatever it is. And Scott comes along and says, you know what? I can give you a yoga pose to do for 1 minute a day, and by the end of the week, you will be XYZ. You know what I mean? So whatever that belief is for Qigong, that your sets will now do, say, look, I got a 5-minute Qigong set that you could do that will release the overwhelm. And that's now the next belief. Does that make sense? Okay.
That makes total sense, Joey. And it's perfect for her journey, is by starting out with the simple thing. No, you have to learn Qigong, and you got to study Qigong. And like you said, it's going to take long. And it's like, no, let me show you how to just do this one thing. And Kay is saying here, it's 8-minute sets of, so let me give you this first one, invest 8 minutes, and here's the result that you're going to probably get.
Right.
And they're like, 8 minutes, that was cool. Or even if it's a shortened one, or however it is, that they're like, I got, as Angel likes to say, I got a return on investment for my 8 minutes, for my 5 minutes, for my 2 minutes, and say, now you've changed the belief system quickly. That's our job with our first, whatever the gift, our first thing, our first value is, help me make a change. And if you know your dream client so well, and their beliefs, desires, and emotions, that first piece of thing can be written in a paragraph, if that long, nailing it and saying, hey, I know that it goes back to that basic. I know you got this problem, and here's the solution, and go get it now. That never really changes. It's what would happen if we truly had dream client clarity. And we could say, look, I know as an empath, you're struggling, you're overwhelmed, and you've probably tried all these, Let me show you this thing. And in Qigong with the whatever, this is going to help you on your journey to change that.
That's right. And you're doing it right, okay, by giving them that 8-minute thing. How you introduce that, I don't know how it is. And it sounds like you're doing it okay, if not the best. What we're saying here is, for anyone listening to this, that their belief, and I'm wrong. I don't, maybe put it in the comments if I'm wrong, that they build that Qigong takes longer, or they think it takes long. So if you're writing copy or you're talking on a video or something, and say, look, you're overwhelmed. Did you know that Qigong helps with overwhelm? And you know that the thing is, well, they're going to think it's going to take too long. Joey's wrong. Okay. So, so if they do believe that it's too long, then you can say, but here's the problem. Most Qigong takes forever, or takes 30 minutes, and you don't have that time. But if you did this, a 8-minute thing, and then you tell them that, and then they try that, that's when you just said that you can easily move them. You've changed their mind, like Scott said, even that you've changed their belief that, holy crap, this actually works in this short period of time. Then you can say, imagine if you did one while soaking in the bath that took an hour or something. Now you can introduce your whole program. I'm not going to put up the Joey's wrong comment.
Why not? You put up all the comments. You told somebody to say Joey's wrong. Somebody listening to you.
They do think it takes long, so I demo short things, and I say that in the copy, try my 8-minute reset. That's absolutely perfect. So you already know that there's a belief there, Kate.
Yeah, she does. That's a great thing. They do.
We love you for being here as well, Collie.
So I would even, I don't know if it's possible, but I would challenge Kay to make a shorter one.
Shorter one? Oh, shorter Qigong set.
Well, yes. Maybe the first one, 8 minutes. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but for somebody that's in that place, her dream client, who the empath, that's like, they're like, 8 minutes is a long time, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I like to try and see if I can get something in under 5, and 2 minutes if possible. Even if it's, let me show you this one thing, boom, boom, done. Because somebody will give you 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5. She's got a 5-minute one. There you go.
That's the one. There you go. Let me change everything in 5 minutes for you. The free gift has a 5-minute demo. Perfect. Like you're on track. So this is what it's about. The beliefs. So I want to share. I just copy this into the Google Doc from what
sounds to me, Joey, while you're doing that. Kay has the journey kind of. Here's the 5-minute one. Now here's sets of 8 minutes. And then there's some longer ones. And then there's this thing. And then there's this and this and this and this and this and this. And then come hang out with Kay and do Gigong.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's only $5,000 if you get it today. Then we'll do a payment program tomorrow, and American Express didn't work.
Stop.
And Stripe is giving us trouble. And
Oh my God, dude.
PayPal.
All right.
Okay, back on to beliefs, desires, and feelings, Joey Ragona.
Okay. Can you see this okay?
No.
No? All right.
No, it's very small. Increase the font size, please.
I did increase. Okay, can you let me know, can you see this okay? Because on our side it's a little bit smaller, but let me just see here. Where is the...
Half your screen is the colorful mountains.
Yeah, I know that. That's there. But let me just... Where is my window thingy? Where's the view?
Make the font bigger.
I did make the font bigger.
I'll make it even bigger.
But then it wraps too much. Wait a second. Let me just open the window or make the view. Here it is. Zoom in. That's what
we'll wait for you, Joey.
Hang on. They're waiting. How's that?
Command plus and minus will do that for you.
Right. Is that better? Zoom the window. That's what I'm trying to do. So is that better now, Kate?
That is much better, Joey.
Okay. Let's walk through this because I thought this was a really brilliant exercise or example of how you could summarize what it is that your beliefs are. So this is a marketing team did it for an IT company, and that gives seminars in communications and interpersonal skills for IT professionals. I didn't make this up, by the way. This is from I think it's Robert Bly. I can't remember the guy's name in the copywriting formula book. I'll get that right because I don't want to take credit for this, but I didn't make this up. I just copied and pasted it. But here's the beliefs of IT professionals. IT people think that they are smarter than other people. Technology is the most important thing in the world. Users are stupid, and management doesn't appreciate them enough. And this is where you summarize who your dream client is and what their beliefs are. I think this is really brilliant. Desires, IT people want to be appreciated and recognized. They also prefer to deal with computers and avoid people whenever possible. And they want bigger budgets. They feel IT people often have an adversarial, is that right? Relationship with management and users, both of whom they service. They feel others dislike them, look down upon them, and do not understand what they do. So what do you think of that, Scott? Like that summary of it, would you understand who their dream client is by reading that?
Yes.
It's pretty cool, right?
It is pretty cool. And by the way, it is Robert Bly's Copywriter's Handbook that this comes from.
Thank you. Okay.
So when you look at IT people want to be appreciated and recognized, that's kind of also, these jump around a little bit. That there's feelings and emotions in there.
Yes, but it's true. You could say that this here is like they feel unrecognized or feel unappreciated, right, or whatever, right? But what's the real desire? So you feel unappreciated. What do you want? Oh, I want to be appreciated, damn it. Right? So you're right. You could jump these things around in any category, but this is really important because imagine you said that in copy.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you're unappreciated and you want to be recognized for the work that you do? Like that's hitting right away. Yes, I do.
Well, you take the next sentence there is, do you feel often that computer is a better friend than some people?
Yeah.
So it's powerful here.
And you're right, Monica, that this is a really good description of like, so you can take now, this is what I wanted to share with everyone, is take that summary and you kind of work off of that, where you kind of know your dream client in the summarized portion. Doesn't mean you stop here, but I didn't see this in his first rendition of the Copywriter's Handbook, but this one here, I think he put it into this great summary of it. And I learned from just this one example of how I could use it now in teaching my clients, even in right marketing copy, or doing it even for myself. Because the way that I do it, I have like a spreadsheet of beliefs, desires, and feelings, right? And I just load it all up. And that's great. But then I've never really summarized it into this. This is for me was when I was in tech developer. So you get this, right? Okay, this speaks to you. And that's what we're talking about here in terms of understanding who your dream client is perfectly. Because if you read this when you were a tech developer, you would get it. And whatever they were selling, I think they're selling, what is it? Seminars in communication and interpersonal skills. Like you'd go to that seminar, correct? So I'll stop that screen share, come back out, and just bring us back. Yep, speaks to you. So exactly where you were in your career. That's exactly it. So that's what a core desire is. It's like, what does your audience, what are the emotions that they have? What are the attitudes that they have towards the market, towards you, towards the thing, the product that you have? Those are important to understand. And what are their aspirations? And then you break it down into the beliefs, the feelings, and the desires. Like, what are all of those things? Any questions that we could answer, by the way, because I'd like to get more input from the tribe, see if we can help you on what your core complex is. Or maybe there's another question. You get chills. Take the copy bank, client language, and plug into the beliefs, feelings, and desire. Yeah, I would, however you want to do it, Kay, is, for me, I have either the spreadsheet, or sometimes I may even have in my Evernote notebook 3 separate notes. These are the beliefs, these are the feelings, and these are the desires of of the client. So, but I would definitely, yeah, Monica, I definitely suggest everybody do this. It's just standard stuff. But now that you know what you're looking for, it's easier. And this is how you do awesome copy, right? Right, Scott?
That level and depth of research is vital. It's mandatory. When you go to this depth and first of all, more about your client does than what it is. Then once you understand it, if you know your target audience, your dream client, better than they do,
yeah,
then the copy is easy because that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I'm going through. It's exactly what I'm feeling. That's what I believe. Those are my desires, what I want. And you can do that for me. Okay. The rest is the mechanics of the offer, the guarantee, and that. But you find out all this information, then writing your copy or your VSL or your script or your whatever it is, it just becomes so much easier.
Yeah. So I've put on the screen here what the just some tips on how to look for each section. Again, this is from Robert. So, and I think it's also from Mark. But these are just tips on what does your audience believe, what is their attitude towards your product, and the problems or issues it addresses. This is like key, guys. Like if you're ever in one of my classes, okay, you're in right marketing copy and in Atlas, we talk a lot about beliefs because it's just overlooked in the marketplace a lot. And these two things are talked about, but they're not really, they don't dive deep enough. It's like, what do they want? What are their fears and frustrations? We all get that. But this one here, I'm telling you that if you go really deep on all these 3, you guys will crush it. So desires are, what do they want? What are their goals? What change do they want in their lives that your product can help them achieve? This is the dream destination. This is the thing, right? What is the thing that's going to change in their lives? And we start talking about, what's an example? Like in making money, like, the 10 grand a month or something. Like, yeah, if you buy my program, you're going to make 10 grand a month, but you still haven't told them what's going to change in their lives. Right, Scott?
Totally. Just because you put that out there, what change do they want? You've got to.
Yeah. So, and that's where you like to do. So that what? So that what happens? You're going to make 10 grand a month. So what? So that what happens, right? So you're a fast video creator. You're going to be able to make fast videos. For what? Well, how's it going to change my life?
Yeah, you can be able to make videos faster. You can get your product service message out faster, which means you'll spend less time messing around with stuff and more time with new offers and bringing in more clients, more bookings, whatever it is.
Yeah. And finally, here's the other one. How do they feel? Are they confident? Are they nervous or fearful? What do they feel about the major issues in their lives and businesses? You fell asleep while waiting for the show, but I'm here. Are you talking about the chain of beliefs? We are kind of talking about chain of beliefs, Petra. We've talked about that, but this is, this kind of all relates to it. But we're talking about the BDF formula, which is the beliefs, desires, and feelings, which is the foundation of the core complex. And the core complex is just your emotions, the aspirations of your clients, and what their attitudes are towards everything. That's the core complex. That's what Mark Ford calls it. And the chain of beliefs is a different thing because it focuses only on the beliefs. They need to believe these things to buy my stuff. And to your point, there are still desires and feelings in that chain of beliefs, but when we do the chain of beliefs exercise, it's all about beliefs.
Big thing about beliefs is, again, they need to believe that they can do what it is that you're offering them.
Very true.
They've got to believe that it'll work, but more importantly, they have to believe it'll work for them.
That's right.
That's like huge, because you could say, hey, it worked for him. Well, he is smarter than me. Well, it worked for her. Well, she's got more going for her than me. Well, it worked for this person. Well, yeah, that person, blah, 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 blah. They got to believe it's going to work for them. And that's an important part of belief, because there's a lot of people out there that we come across, which is most human beings, who have been taken advantage of in some kind of situation, purchasing, and especially online with online products,
sure,
and services. It's too simple to sell crap and cheat people. So somebody comes to you and they believe that, yeah, just another scam, just another thing, just another. It's like we were joking today about we closed it, but now we're opening it again, and that. My belief, and a lot of people I know, their belief is it's a bunch of crap because we know better.
Yeah.
For some people, they're like, oh my God, really? I didn't get it last night because I fell asleep and Petra didn't wake me up. So now they're extending it for 2 more days and they have a payment plan. Oh my God, thank God that they did that. Otherwise, I never would have been able to buy the thing and give them money. So,
yep.
There you go. That was a tiny rant in a way.
That's all good, man. That's what we're here for. So what belief, change, situation of desires and emotional shifts will take them to the dream island? Yes. What beliefs do they have that they need to believe in order for them to move toward the dream island? That's what Scott was just talking about. And it's that we all understand that when it comes to, will this work for me? They don't believe that it'll work for them. Then you need to go a step further than that, where that's a given that we all believe it's not going to work for us because there's other things in the process. And if you understand that core belief, the first one, which is it's not going to work for me, but why do they think that it's not going to work for them? Right. That's where your level of understanding the dream client comes in, that you can address that. Because you can't just say, and don't worry, it'll work for you too. Like, right? You can't say that, Scott. You got to go further and explain why it will work for them.
Well, you've got to be able to say, so-and-so, who is the same dream client, so-and-so thought it wouldn't work for him. So-and-so thought it wouldn't work for her. But after they discovered this thing, or after they were able to do X, Y, and Z, And after this, that, and that, and here it is in their words, they were able to do it. And they're like, okay, it's so and so dude or dudette was kind of just like me. And then they were able to do this, and I watched how they did it.
Yeah, and exactly, Kay, you hit the nail on the head, which is what I was going to bring up. You can also do the demo, which you do all the time, Scott. You're always doing demos, and you're sharing with them. So you've never clicked on a mouse before. Like, let me show you how it works, right? Like, you're showing them and saying, "Oh my God, I didn't know that it was that easy."
Yeah.
So that's a very powerful way.
And it's huge because people don't know what they don't know until they know it. It's kind of that awareness thing. I didn't even know that there was a thing called Right Marketing Copy Cohort. I thought I had to buy expensive courses or read a crap load of books or go search the internet. I didn't even know there was this thing called Atlas. I thought, I had to ferret through and see all these ads and listen to gurus pontificate and go to webinars. I didn't even know there was this thing.
Well, in right marketing copy, one of those things that I know that people believe or need to believe is that they don't need to be a copywriter. They don't need to know how to write copy and all that stuff. So their belief is like, I have to know all that. And so I'm showing them or talking about that. No, you don't. Like, even if you've never written anything in your life, you will be able to write emotional, compelling copy that moves your buyer, moves your person to buy from you. And that's the promise, or that's one of the things. And it's all about, don't worry, even if you've failed English, you could still do this. And let me prove it to you. And everybody that's been through it, and Kay, you're one of them. I think you had an eye-opening experience from it, right? Whereas, like, holy crap, I didn't know that all the stuff was in there. And now you've referenced it even in this call. Basically, you're going to go back to your copy bank to go look for these other things now, right? That we like, hey, did you know that there's beliefs, desires, and feelings? And if you look at that, you already know that, yeah. Oh my God, I've got this copy bank of stuff that I grabbed before. And so everything that you learn more now about copy, whether you go take a course or read another book, and you're always going to go back to the stuff that was taught to you in that program as the foundation. And so that's what I know, one of the beliefs for my program. What about yours, Scott? What is a belief that, and really, as we talk about this, beliefs are also part of the objection.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's it's the opposite, right? The opposite thing is the objection.
I mean, for me, obviously, the simple belief in Fast Track Creator, our new piece of software, is I can't edit music. That's too difficult. I wouldn't know what to do to get started. For those who realize that there's a thing called adding music to a video. But they don't believe that they can do it because they've tried it.
Do they not? Well, how about this? I would say that they believe that they need to know music. They need to understand music or understand beats or be a music producer or something to that effect. Is that not right?
That is correct, because that's me. I don't know much about music. I like to listen to music, but when it comes to the next thing, I tried to learn musical instruments, a kid, so my belief is music's too hard. Right.
So that's a huge one. Like, even if you've tried to play piano, or even if you don't understand like anything about music notes, you don't have to know anything about music. And those things are what they believe. And you say, because they think that they need to be a producer in some degree. And your story is like, I couldn't even tell you what a beat was. Like, so, and here I am editing music that is perfectly timed to video. So, man, I didn't even know what talking measures and beats and notes and all that kind of stuff. I had no idea what that is. I still really don't even know what it is. Don't care, because Fast Track Creator does it all for me. What do I care? All I have to know is how to grab the one side of the the little node thingy there with my mouse and drag and let go, and it automatically snaps in, and it does all that producer work for me.
Thank you, Joey. I would like the recording from 7:47 p.m. this evening, transcribed and sent to me for my. Thank you very much.
Yes, hang on, I got to write up an invoice. Wait a minute.
Send me an invoice, and I'll send you mine, and then our people will talk. So, Kay, I think you posted. You can give them a demo that shows them it works for them, and then yes, absolutely, it has changed the way I communicate profoundly. Even if you have failed with the music mixer programs like GarageBand, you could do music. And what's the other big one out there?
Well, there's Logic. If you're looking at a Mac, you're looking at, those are the ones on the Mac. Those are the ones I used in the studio. So Cubase I don't think is around anymore, but they would know those. Like, I don't know what the consumer ones are, but GarageBand definitely is a more consumer-based one.
GarageBand and Audacity are like the two.
I don't even know if they know what Audacity is. Only you and I, or the community we're in, like the online world, knows what Audacity is.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know that. GarageBand for sure they would know. Yeah. And so on the PC side, I forget what it's called, but look at the PC equivalent of what GarageBand is, and I would reference those two. Even if you failed at those two things, it's not the same. All right.
Correct. Exactly. 100%.
We are at the top of the hour, coming up to the top of the hour. I think we nailed this one. And talking about beliefs, desires, and feelings. By the way, I'm going to give a plug for the Facebook group if you want to join us. A lot of heart-centered entrepreneurs in there. Awesome group of people. We are a small-knit community. We don't keep it large of thousands and thousands of people. We keep it very tight-knit, and we help each other out. Go figure. So if you're a heart-centered entrepreneur and you love learning and helping other people too, and you want to increase your business with other people helping you, just like we're doing today and every Tuesday night, join us in that group, because we're there, Scott and I, with so many amazing other people who are there to help. Thank you very much, Cully. Thank you for the plug. Monica Murphy is our resident painter or designer for our shows. Thank you every Tuesday. She's giving us amazing graphics and stuff that she posts in the group. So thank you for that, Monica. And thank you everybody for being such dedicated listeners and viewers of our show and being here. Happy to help you guys. Anything you want to add there, Scott?
Well, I just think that Kay had made a comment earlier, and we can change people's beliefs. Desires, we're not really going to change them. We might be able to show them other desires that they might become interested in. And of course, feelings, we don't really change them. We can affect them by helping them. Obviously, if we help somebody change their beliefs, then their emotions and feelings and desires are going to then follow suit. And Monica's right. Dinner better with the boys. Talk.
It always is. And you talked on, because man, we can go down a whole other rabbit hole for another hour just based on the stuff that you just said in terms of the desire, because we had a conversation about this a couple of shows back that I believe, and I don't know if you agreed with it or not, or maybe you disagreed at the beginning, or maybe I don't remember, but it was a lively discussion about desires. Like, you can't instill desires into somebody. You can't. You have to tap into a desire that's already there. Yes. Once you understand that, what the desire is, then you can say, you want this, and I'm going to show you how to get there, but you can't install it into somebody.
I believe that we had what one would define as a heated discussion.
I have to go back on the recording and see how many F words and F bombs were thrown in that one.
Well, they would only be thrown by you, because
it's true. It's true. I'm a trucker.
I don't show up with that. As you know, I eliminated it from my vocabulary when I was on the platform many years ago, just because I just never wanted it to come out. And that was just me. There are people that get on the platform and boom, it just.
Yeah. All right. Thank you as always, my friend. It's been great. And hopefully this helped you. If you liked it, please give us a like or a heart or a share or something like that. Let Facebook know that we're doing a good job, or YouTube, wherever you're watching. That would be awesome. And thank you for that. And even if you're on the replay, let us know, give us a like or something like that. Let us know that we're doing a good job. And if you have a question while you're watching the replay, we come back here and I will see that and I will answer your questions. I promise you. So thank you so much, Scott, as always. Have yourself an awesome night. And my friends listening, our Heart Center people, thank you for listening every single Tuesday night. And we'll see you next Tuesday.